How was I trying to enter random characters and ended up with FT, FT, FT? How does that happen? Man, first cycle again for literally nothing. I regret it so much, but it's like that run was so bad for literally no reason. I'm messing up easy things. I don't get it. It's a bad feeling. It's a really bad feeling. Whatever, man. Next run, gonna be so much better. I just hate first cycle in this game. 4 years of first cycle wears you down. It really does. Whatever. I'm confused, Keaton. What do you mean? I have played an MM ROM hack that was pretty good, Raisin. A couple years ago, Death Basket made the MM Master Quest ROM hack, and I played through that one, and it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, there aren't too many good MM ROM hacks. Because the last MM ROM hack I played was so awful that I would actually recommend that, like, there's actually no redeeming value in it. Not even as a meme. It's so bad, it's not even good as a meme. Like, it's not even bad in a funny way, it's just bad in, like how did you actually think any of this was okay way? It was jinxed immediately, Sky? I don't know. It was so bad, Sky, and I kept making mistakes. Indifferent, Keaton? I don't know why I'd ever use one. Thank you, Sky. I'm gonna try doing that movement again to HMS and just see if I like keep getting on average better times with it. Because honestly, I didn't think it was faster than just spinning, but that was like a really good ocarina time, and it may have made the difference. I don't know. We'll try it again just to see. In fact, it may not have actually been faster, but it gave me a better camera angle to the door that allowed me to more optimally move towards the door and open it, which actually just may have been the difference. In which case, because it's going to always more reliably allow me to open the door quickly, I'm going to get a lot less varying camera angles. It might be better just to do that. I don't know. Hey, Cap. Hey, Butter. Welcome to First Cycle. How are you? Thank you, TMZ. No, I gotta do the runs today. I have time for plenty of runs today. Like, I can keep starting runs until about 1, I think. So I should have time to start quite a few. It's not that cold today, Yokai. I'm actually really warm right now. I do not need one. The weather is like crazy right now, dude. It's all over the place. It can actually be freezing one night. Like, it was actually freezing last night. And tonight, I'm like, it's so warm. I mean, I have shorts and a t-shirt on. And I'm still warm. Like, I'm not even remotely cold. So, like... The weather's been crazy the last couple weeks, though, because it's been like this, like, every week. Like, just each day is completely different. It's not consistently cold or consistently warm. Much variance. Oh, you know it, Klonoa. Absolutely. Yep, I'm still in Connecticut. We've actually already had snow this year, and yet, like, we have days like today where it feels like it's 70. Like, it actually feels like it's 70 right now. Oh my god. Nice little spin on the flower, you noob. Wow. Sick first cycle. 702? 702. Hey, RB Falcon. That's crazy, shopping cart. I can't even... How does that even happen? Bad idea. Thank you again for the bits. Mr. Green Dot. I feel like this is a meme. Or maybe it's not. But it probably is. Oh wait, no, the account was created December 29th? What? Of 2015. Am I not getting memed? I don't know, man. Oh man, I'm sorry, Mr. Green Dot. There was a meme earlier. Your account was not just created now for the meme. It in fact already existed and it just happened to line up. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess you could rename an older account just for that, but like... Oh, now I'm confused. Now I don't even know. I don't trust anyone anymore. You can't trust anyone, dude. feel like that's what a memer would say, though, Mr. Green Dot. I'm afraid you can't clear your name that easily. No, I'm just joking around with you. Oh, first cycle. It's actually, without you guys, I would go insane during first cycle. I really would. When I first started speedrunning and I had no chatters, first cycle didn't bother me as much because I hadn't done it nearly as many times. It hadn't yet reached a point where I was sick of it. But nowadays, if my chat is like not as active during first cycle, I'm just like dying. It's too much. I hate resetting for first cycle. Oh my god. Bad idea in Sky, thank you very much, both for the bits. Appreciate it very much. I don't want to think about it, TMZ. But yeah, first cycle is just the first 3-day cycle of the game where you're stuck as a Deku and you can't do anything. It's very boring. There's nothing to optimize. There's no incentive to optimize. There's nothing going on. It's really, really long. It's actually like 20 minutes of nothing. If it was shorter, it would be so much more bearable, but it's actually 20 minutes of no gameplay. To my knowledge, Yokai, there is not. But I've never actually tested it, so I could be wrong. There could be frames of difference. But my understanding was the fade out started basically as soon as you pressed A, no matter what form you were. And that does appear to be the case, at least on the surface. So if there is any different, it's extremely minute, but I don't think there is a difference. Dude, max percent first cycle is such a bad meme. It's like not even a good joke category. It's just boring. See, look how sad Link is. See just the extreme sadness in his eyes because he's in first cycle. That's what that is. His eyes are floating? What do you mean? Thanks, Calibrismo. Man. Grinding this game would be so much easier if first cycle wasn't a thing. It'd be so much more fun. It's already fun as long as I don't have to reset too many times in a day. Like, if I got, like, 5th try bombs and had to reset again, I think it may actually, like... I may actually fall asleep during the next first cycle. Thank you, Calibrismo. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. Nope, there's still some variance in the first segment, just like some movement errors you can make auto streams. Like, I made 2 movement errors this segment, but I might still save time just because my PB made more. But this segment only varies within, like, a range of 3 to 4 seconds over a 17-minute segment, which is really just not that much. Yeah, 17, 15. You can get, like, as low as, like, a 17, 11, or 12, really. With, like, perfect movement. I hope you skip even this part, Cyndaquil. Even this part is just... Like, we get Ocarina, and there's still, like, a couple more minutes to first cycle where we learn Song of Time, and then there's the HMS cutscene, and then we get bombs, and then there's Skull Kid cutscene. It's just... Oh my god. And then the run starts after Skull Kid. See, but if I did that every time, Keaton, it would cease to be exciting. So I can't even do that every time. You gotta get up in 3 hours, Yokai. Oh no. I hope you aren't too tired. Honestly, as much as I wish we could start from second cycle, runs wouldn't feel that legit if we skipped part of the game. We're still skipping gameplay, even if it's very little. I don't know. Don't know how I'd feel about that. It would make runs more fun to grind, but at the same time, it would make, like, good runs feel less complete. The solution is to open a Pokemon booster during the wait for the tower to open. That'd be a good way to wait, or a good way to spend the time. I'd run out too quickly, though. What if there was like a 2 or 3 minute speedrun I could run if I like rushed to the clock tower every first cycle and did it as quickly as possible? Heck yeah, Quinoa, that's what I want to hear. I think there was another runner that was doing like a casual playthrough of Pokemon during like first cycle cutscenes. I could do that. I'd be down. I've never even played Pokemon Channel. Is it even a game? I don't even think it's a game. It's 20 minutes of nothing, 5 seconds of gameplay? That's exciting. So it's like just first cycle. It's another first cycle. Alright, bad idea. Have a good night. Thank you very much. Hopefully we don't mess up Palace as much this time. Honestly, Palace should be, like, perfect every time, realistically, but... we shall see. Crusader, thank you so much for the host. Bad idea, thank you again for all the bits. What do you mean, Esron? Slightly early on that backflip. Alright, give me bombs. No more first cycle. Yes! This game is great. I love this game. Alright, so now it just comes down to, can I not mess up Palace again? We shall see. So if I mess up Palace again, I'm gonna be pretty sad. So the game has given me first try bombs now 2 runs in a row, and I don't just want to waste it. Doing pretty good, Pikachu, because I'm about to be out of first cycle. Why are you bullying Escrow? What the heck? Well, I don't want to say it's one of those streams yet, Pikachu. We've only reset once. This is only the second run to this point. It's not quite one of those streams yet. If I reset again early, though, because I do, like, more dumb stuff in the early game, I'm going to be a little sad. Potatoes, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. And I know, Potatoes, it's just... I don't know. I know you want me to play it, I just don't know if we're actually gonna do it. I'm caught between wanting to play that game and also just like, but like there's so many other games I want to play too. Remember when we were like all really young and had like infinite free time? Like, I remember back when I was a kid, I had like, I didn't have enough games to play. I beat all my games too quickly. Nowadays, that's never the case. It's so different. It is not possible to obtain Bunnyhood in first cycle because you cannot wear Brown Mouse. Nor can you attain it. It is impossible to get a mask in first cycle. If it was possible to get a mask in first cycle, we'd actually have first cycle skip. It would exist for glitch categories, but because we cannot get a mask in first cycle, there is no first cycle skip. Oh really, Potatoes? And hey, Wannabe! Thank you very much, Wannabe. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. Okay, kinda weird. Have a good night, Yokai. You have 6 right now? I mean, depends when you plan to go to sleep, Nudity. I could totally see 3 pages being done in like an hour or 2, depending on how much planning you did before you started writing the paper. Like, if you already have a good idea of what you want to write, then it's so much easier. Nice, I actually grabbed the ladder for once. Hey, Omni! How are you? Oh, Omni, I finally finished the Lost March deck list because Jumpla finally stopped being worth 1,000,000 packs. We may have to duel. In TCG Crusaders? Pokemon? Are they replacing it with something, Crusader? Oh, not the coins, the gems. Okay, isn't that something that only exists for Canada, though, Crusader? That's like a Canada-only thing. That they were testing. Because I don't even have gems on my client. Like, they don't exist. Nice scanner, dude. Oh my god, Sky! You almost missed it. Okay, didn't get the cancel, that's fine, don't need it. This is a little slow. I should still make it, but it's just a little questionable. I gotta be quicker. I feel like I'm gonna make it. Okay. Yeah. Not even as close as I thought it was gonna be. Alright, actually a good palace with first try bombs. I might save time on this segment. Inconceivable, I know. Wait, what did Crusader do, Omni? Oh my god, I saved time? It can happen. It's real. I would have saved a lot more if I didn't suck at gainers, but, you know. Other than that. Yeah, sure thing, Cha-Cha. I'll reset, do it all again. Sounds great. Honestly. Thank you, Stop. Appreciate the good luck. Hopefully I don't mess up just movement to Woodfall. I actually reset last run on movement to Woodfall because I kept falling and being bad. And let's make it to Woodfall Temple this time. I believe I can do it. Dude, perfect. Actually, like, look how easy that all is. Like, it's not hard. See, and no decimals. Finally. Not hard. I think I saw it already, Rubicon. Was it the pie? Looked pretty good, Rubicon. You were very cruel to that pie. What kind of pie is it, actually? I can't even tell. I don't have many fruit pies. Like, the pies I like to have, I like apple pie. Apple pie, delicious. Easily the best pie. I will fight you on this. Apple pie, delicious. Pumpkin pie, really good. Oh, it was a mixed berry? Got you, got you. Yeah, I don't have much fruit pie. Like, at all, basically. Like, besides, like, apple. Apple is the only fruit I like in pie. I'll have pumpkin pie, I like lemon meringue. Lemon meringue is actually delicious. Oh, key lime. Key lime, fantastic. A good key lime pie might actually be my favorite pie. It's either like a really good key lime or an apple that is my favorite pie. I don't either, lady. I haven't had a key lime pie in so long. I need to actually... It's been too long. I need to have another. Hey, the stick actually lived. Yeah, I've never heard of flapper pie either. Welcome back, Super Mormon. Sorry about internet. Oh, that seems pretty good, Lou Bloom. Okay, so... well, last time I mentioned this pie, people thought it was really weird, but it's like a Canadian thing, because for everyone who doesn't know, my mom's side of my family is Canadian and French, and my grandparents are actually like they grew up in Canada and learned actually English later. They were initially French speaking, and so they actually are very Canadian. And whenever we used to go over there every year for Thanksgiving, and they'd make a ton of pies. And one they'd always make was a maple syrup pie. It was just a maple pie. It was sweetened with maple syrup, and it was really, really good. It was actually delicious. Like, it's so good. My French is really, really good. I do know so. Every time I try to speak French on stream, though, people make fun of me. Yeah, but then I just get more self-conscious about my French, though. But yeah, like, maple syrup pie, really good, actually. Like, you wouldn't think about it at all if you're from the States, and, like, I never would have thought of it, but it's like, actually a thing. Like, it's decently popular, I think, in Canada. I don't know for sure, but, like, it's a thing. And it's good. It really is. Oh, nice. I refuse to speak French. Even if I choose words I definitely know, my pronunciation will still be horrible. I haven't, like, extensively used French in years, so it's only gotten worse over the years, my French. Also, my grammar, whenever I attempt to speak French, is always really, really poor. Like, French sentence structure always just baffles me. Again, because I just never used it extensively, so, like, my idea of how you should form a sentence in, like, French is just not correct most of the time. Like, if I was gonna say I don't speak French very well, I'd probably say it, Je ne parle pas français bien. And I don't know if that's correct. It might be, but it could easily be wrong. The words are all good, like, right? Like, all those words, the things they mean, it's correct. But in terms of how you structure the sentence, probably wrong. My grandparents, if they speak French, I can understand the gist of what they're saying if they speak slowly. Well, I haven't used French extensively in years. My sentence structure was good, so why were people laughing? Was it the pronunciation? It's probably the pronunciation. Thinking face emoji. Thanks, Sky. No, I'm gonna run OT in 2022. So yes, I guess. No, that's a 619. Dang, non-optimal ladder climb. Disappointing. There was one time, like, years ago, that I was in Thiefbug's chat, and everyone in his chat was predominantly German, like a native German speaker, and they were trying to teach me German, and I came out of it knowing October and beer. So, that was a very interesting lesson. I believe beer is spelled B-I-E-R, but is still basically said as beer. Like, it's beer, or beer, or... I don't even know. It's hard to convey pronunciation over a chat room, so I actually don't even know. Because, again, I was just learning in a chat room, and I was, like, only kind of participating. They just really wanted to teach me German for some reason. English is impossible. Like, I actually don't understand how you're supposed to speak this garbage language. Like, how are we expected to, like, know it? It's unreasonable. Like, I make English mistakes all the time. And is it because I'm bad at English? Maybe. But really, I think we can all just say it's a fault of the... Dude, right into the tree! My god. It's a fault of the language, though. Hey, Alexis. How have you been? Hope all is well. Oh man, that's a good game, Omni. I never owned Pokemon Puzzle League as a kid. I played it like once or twice with a cousin around Christmas time when I was really young. I've never actually owned that game. The hardest thing about any language that has gendered nouns is the gendered nouns. French had that too, and I could never memorize all the different nouns. My favorite nouns are the ones that start with a vowel, so it's just L apostrophe. I know that one. That makes it easy. Like, if a noun in French starts with a vowel, pretty much always, I'm pretty sure you just start, like, The identifier, if you want to say the in that noun, is just L apostrophe. You don't need L or la. You don't need to know that. It doesn't matter. It's great. Hey, Post. How have you been, dude? Am I saving time here? No, it looks like I might even be losing a second or two. What the heck? I didn't feel that segment was bad at all. Or I did void once, though. Because the platforms owned me for whatever reason, so I guess there's that. Oh, I don't know. Whatever, man. Still ahead. Still ahead. Record is always going to be at the top of my splits. And in this case, it's also at the bottom of my splits because I have one. Hellflame, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. Thank you for the good luck, dude. Appreciate it. I'm on a decent run so far. We're only an hour in, but so far, decent run. So maybe it's a good thing that I reset that first run. I don't know. At the end of the day, that first run was 15 seconds behind at Sonata. This one's significantly better. Dude, Elflame, how have you been, by the way? I know you've been fairly busy, probably. Ooh, I didn't go airborne! That saves time. Ooh, already Elflame, dude, that's exciting. That's more than a month. Nice. You have any plans, or are you just relaxing for now? Break the icicles, dude. Goal time right now is any sort of 245, which is pretty difficult in this category, but it's like very doable. It's probably going to be a little bit grindy, although I could get it pretty much any time. So maybe it won't be, but I haven't been grinding for it that long so far. Ah, that's exciting, Elflame. What kind of interview is it? Like a job interview? Or something else? I mean, I'd assume it's a job interview. I just don't want to assume. Oh, I see. Okay. That's interesting. Is that like... Wait. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what that is. Is that just to see if you're okay to live there, or is that something else? I actually don't know what that means. I've not heard that term before. Elflame? So I'm trying to guess. Oh, okay, Elflame. Now I understand. I'm glad you get paid. That would be a rather long time to be in what is... If you didn't get paid, that would actually suck. I mean, I guess school is already something you're not getting paid for and you're committing a lot of time to. You've already spent so long in school that to continue to not get paid even after would be rather unfortunate. Hey, Boo! Really? Thanks, Lore Keeper. I've been pretty good, Elflame. I've been on the glitchless grind for a while. I don't know if you ever got the explanation for as to why I switched off of Hundo, but Hundo just has not been fun for me. Like, I switched off of it, like, about a month ago. Because I was just... The changes to the category, I was not having fun with it. The category is, like, more of a grind than ever. And more reset heavy than ever. And just those two, things combined, I needed to stop. Like, maybe in the future we'll come back, but it has a couple problems that made the category not that fun to grind for me. Which is unfortunate, because in the past it was so much fun. I love that. And I hope it changes. It was all route stuff, not rule stuff. Thomas, thank you so much for the 4-month resub, dude. Appreciate it very much. And Knuckles. Yeah, what ended up happening with Hundo, the things that made me eventually switch off of it, it's twofold. One of them being a lot more significant than the other as to why I switched off. But the two things were Dodongo Grotto, which was the less severe reason, and if it was just Dodongo Grotto, I could probably learn to look past it. I could get better at it, I could improve. Maybe it wouldn't ever be entirely as consistent as I was at Swamp Gossips, or maybe it would take a really, really long time. But if it was just Dodongo Grotto, I'd be more likely to stick it out. But at the same time, there was also item recovery, which is just a one-try equip swap that there's 2 instances of in the run and loses you like 2 minutes if you fail both. And I was really bad at it. So because I was really bad at it, I was losing like 2 minutes every run, and I'd get item recovery less than, you know, 30-40% of my runs. I mean, there's 2 of them. Like, the instance where I get both of them in the same run is so unlikely, on top of getting Dampe in a run where I get both. And in terms of being able to achieve what would be considered an optimized run, it just wasn't realistic for me. And so since I knew that I could not get an optimal run under those circumstances, it's not something I wanted to grind, because I want to grind for something close to optimal if I can. That's always been my goal with every category I run. And I only stop if I get bored or really want to run something else. Thanks, Sky. Standalone, in the past, like, the speedrunning community was so small, and communities were so, like they were all tight-knit. So, like, you could always, like, everyone always talked to each other. And there weren't, like, big changes in, like, regulations or rules back then. But in terms of routes, like, everyone knew each other in the past, because speedrunning was so small. And now with Discord, like, it's all a lot more organized. Like, I think all the way back in the day, there were, like, Skype groups, which is terrible to even think about. And then there was also, like, the SDA forums, which actually were used back in the day. Scary to think about as well. Boo, I think you're really, really crazy. Thank you, Kinu! Like, there is a point in time where the the ZSR forums were really, really popular as well. Like, SDA, ZSR forums, I think some of, like, the other bigger games may have had their own forums, too. I don't exactly know. But there was, like, individual forums that people would use, and that's how a lot of information would go around, as well as the aforementioned Skype groups. I think that was, like, the majority of it back then. After Glitchless, I want to do Bug Limit Elflame, because I really want to try my hand at the Lullaby skip that's allowed in that. And it's so similar to Glitchless anyway, that it'll be an easy transition, but then after that, there's up to 4 things I want to do, and I don't know which one I want to do Elflame. There's All Masks, there's AFR, there's Low Percent, and there's Low A-Press. Those are, like, the 4 things I'm considering. Low A-Press doesn't seem like a good thing to, like, actually run. But I'm still, like, considering it as, like, a fun side project, maybe. Just to see if I could actually finish a run of it. But I'm much more likely to actually, like, run, like, Low Percent or All Masks or anything. Low Percent is always brutal, though. That's the norm. And Low Percent only got worse recently. I will likely never run any percent in its current form again. At least seriously. Maybe in, like, a race or something, but, like, I will never grind any percent in its current form ever again. Low Percent can skip light arrows now, Elflame. Thanks to being able to drop a bottle of spring water to melt sunblocks or reverse the temple. You do not need light arrows anymore to beat the game. And it actually changes a lot about the route now, because you don't have a bow at all in the route, which is fairly significant. That's not close enough. Hey, Green! Yeah, there are people in the speedrun community who are, like, considered almost, like, scientists, that is the term that we use, who do, like, a lot of glitch hunting and theories and working out that sort of stuff, and that's what they're more interested in. And then there's people who do both, like Fox. Fox is definitely a person who's done a lot of different speedruns, but has also, like, discovered a lot of glitches and done a lot of testing. So there's some people who focus more on one or the other, and then there are some people who do both. Nice, not a single magic bomb. And I'm in the middle of the pack. Fantastic. Catch up with me potentially right here. Ooh, but I did. Okay. They're gonna catch up with me again. And again. He's gonna catch up with me again. And again, probably. Not here. Potentially again. Okay. Woo! That was an active race. Not the scariest one ever, but a little bit more active than normal. Still. A good time for Goron race is like 102 to 104. Is like a really good time. Well, okay. 102 is like really good. 104 to 105 is like average. Anything worse than that is kind of below average. Like you'll get like a 104-ish probably in a lot of races where you don't lose spikes. Because it's very random spawn, and it comes down to how familiar you are with patterns and how good you are at reacting quickly. Because there's a lot of patterns in races that force you to react really quickly. It's just human error. And sometimes some patterns are just like a lot more difficult to deal with than others. Like sometimes it may not even be realistic that you react in time. Or it's very easy to make a mistake and react incorrectly. It's not an easy part of the run. It's not necessarily super difficult either, but like, I guess the correct way to word it is that there's a lot of room for mistakes to be made. And it's down to the player to put themselves into a position where they are unlikely to make that mistake. That's all. Really? Really? No, people still stumble, like, accidentally onto glitches all the time, actually. You can't think of everything. And sometimes it's just an accident. Oh yeah, good file, man. The newest, like, well, okay. The newest major glitch that's come out that's significantly changed routing and how we approach primary category, like the main category speedruns, is still equip swap and item recovery. But There's stuff that's come out since then that maybe I'm not even familiar with because I don't exactly keep up with everything. How many people are working on finding Moon Warp? I don't know, 0. I don't think there's anyone who's just, like, dedicated to the cause of finding Moon Warp. Most people don't think it's very realistic. Thank you, Sky. I should uninvert right now. Definitely. If I uninvert right now, hopefully it'll be slightly past 5:30 when I start Garrow Race, which I think would be ideal. It might be around 5:30 when I get there. Might even be slightly before. Hopefully it's like at least 5:30, but I don't think it's going to be quite there yet. So maybe I should have uninverted before even rolling up to Romani, and that would have actually made my in-game time, like, perfect. If I'd done that. It would have been slightly after 5:30 at Garrow, which is the ideal situation. As it is right now, I'm like 10 minutes ahead of where I want to be. So okay, that's a good note. It's like 5:27. I do want it to be a bit later than that here. The GameCube version actually does have its own unique quirks. The GameCube version of MM is based off of the English version of the game that released in the West. Even the Japanese GameCube version is based off of that. But it has its own quirks that make it different. For some reason. Like, Weird Shots do not behave like any other version. This is a really bad race. Mid 47, that's awful. Well, despite being based on the English version of the game, for some reason the GameCube version of the game still has weird shots that are much more similar to the Japanese version of the game, whereas the rest of the game still mirrors the English version. It's really odd. You know less, Omni? What the heck? Can't be true. Maggio, thank you so much for the 22-month resub, dude. With the tier 3 sub. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So I think my in-game time fairly good. Allows a little bit of room for error, I guess, despite me being, like, it's a little bit earlier than I want it to be, but I mean, in the worst case scenario, that ends up being time that makes up for a mistake. Ah, I see, post. Nah, it makes sense. Time zones suck. What do you mean, post? My god, Sky. Thank you again, dude. I almost forgot to split at Zoramass. That's like a new split for me on this set of splits. Wait, Maggio, we've had that bit notification for a while now. Is that still new for you? Is that the first time you've heard it? It's pretty good, right? It's really good. Maggio and Sky, thank you again for the bits, dude. I don't have a different sound at 1,000 yet, Maggio. I might in the future. I might put something at 1,000. Not yet, though. I have some ideas. I do have some ideas. Surely I didn't go too fast. Okay. I got caught there the other day because I went too fast and actually rolled ahead of the pirate. So I have precautions in place to prevent that from happening. I changed how I do the movement to make sure I'm slower. On average. Not much slower, because I don't want to waste time. It's an in-game time segment. I'd rather have as much time as possible, but to be a little bit slower to not get caught. Well, see, Keaton, now that you said that, I'm very worried about it, and I'm going to check it as soon as I'm in a cutscene. So, I don't know, man. Unless you really wanted me to see it. I guess you have time to delete it, though. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. I've given away my plan. What? I've never done that before, but okay. Intentional. Okay, I've done that before, though. I've done that quite a lot. Probably a little bit, Crusader. I don't think it was faster than what I was going for. Not much, though. What the heck? All the bits today! Forever in game and Magio, thank you for the 100. And Sky! Okay. Wow, Keaton with the 0 bits, dude. Wait, what the heck? From Maris, Mike G, and again Sky, thank you for the bits. 500, 300, and 100, respectively. Appreciate it, guys. Alright, so that Pirate's Fortress was fairly clean all around, no major movement mistakes. There's that, like, one weird thing in the sewers, but I don't think it was really that slow. And my in-game time, honestly looking earlier than I wanted it to be here, actually. So I guess I still have room for mistakes, but if I don't make any, it's still, like, really early. Cat, thank you. Cap, thank you very much for the 500 bits, dude. Sorry, 600. I don't know, Magio. Magio, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. The heck, you guys are going crazy. Yeah, sorry this run didn't die. I mean, if it died, we would have gotten to see the Bean Man in-game earlier. It's my bad, guys. I'll kill the run real quick so we can reset and get back to Bean Man. I'm sure that sounds pretty good. Alright. So I need magic, and I guess one bomb drum would be nice. One bomb drop would be nice, but it's not even, like, necessary. So if I don't get it, I'm not gonna go out of my way. Not getting magic there, though, kind of sucks, but whatever. Not a lot. Hey, Zinner! I mean, you could totally make a category. Jimmy may even have it on the meme leaderboards to, like, plant every single... plant a magic bean plant. in every single spot you can in the game. I could see that being a meme category. That sounds like a plan, Unity, especially if you, like, wake up early enough to go do it. That's Sky. Magic beans are necessary in Glitchless, but only for Gibdo. There's a Gibdo that requests 5 magic beans, and we just get 5 to give to him, and that's the only reason we get them. Oh yeah, and in 100% Glitchless you need 1 more. I didn't see that it was 100% Glitchless. In any percent Glitchless, you only need the 5. In 100% Glitchless, you need 6. Mantis and Sky, thank you for the bits. Guys are all a bunch of memers, dude. I do not think we're gonna be running any such meme category as all beans anytime soon. Next Halloween, can have it on the Hollow meme schedule, dude. The heck, Maggio? We still need to do appease the Gibdos too, Boo. If we don't end up doing that, it needs to get moved to next Hollow memes as well. So for next Hollow memes, we got appease the Gibdos and we got all bean plants. Here you go. So what's my in-game time again? How are we in that regard? Like, I think we're on the earlier side, but maybe I'm overestimating how off I was. Like, we'll see. What time is it? It's 1:30. I don't particularly like that, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure that's bad, but I'm not 100% certain of that. Let's get this hookshot quick. If I get this hookshot quick, I should have time for Gibdo, actually. So I'll just do all three. I am going to have time for all... This segment was actually perfect. It's so much earlier than it normally is right here. I'm going to have time for this, the cave, and Gibdo, and still potentially be early. That's insane. I've never been here this early, despite where I hit the, despite where it turned night. That's crazy. So we're gonna do Gibdo, and it might still be too early. So maybe I could potentially make up, like, try to save some time by just not doing a Goron mass transform. Save a little bit of time there, despite the in-game time that I'm burning that's extra. Oh my god, it's never been this early before. This is so crazy. Hey, Faye, I'm doing pretty good. We're on an okay run so far. Being early here is a bad thing. But I'm not super early, so it's not that bad. It, like, barely matters, but it's gonna matter a little. It's just, I made absolutely no mistakes. Whereas normally I make a few. So I don't know. I definitely should have uninverted a little bit sooner, though. And that is going to be something I take note of for future runs, either way. Disappointed in you, Sky. What is this thing on the Discord? Oh my god. It's pretty good on me. I'm like creeping from around the corner there. Ah! I didn't mean to give like so much room for her there. I could have gone in the door a lot sooner. But I was like slightly out of position from what I'm used to. So... Alright, so it is 3 o'clock right now. It's really, really early, but I might have the opportunity to approach the aliens as human rather than Goron, and at least try to save back a little bit of the time that way. I think it's realistic that we do that. I'm gonna try. I'll put on Goron if I have to, because if I end up having to put on Goron, it won't lose me any more time than it would have already. Oh my god. I hate this feeling. I have to sneeze, but I'm not going to. It's not gonna happen. Alright, so do I have enough time to approach the rants as human and not Goron? Let's find out. I think I do not. I think I'm gonna have to put on Goron. No, I can do this. That was almost really bad, because it took me forever to get the one that was behind the building for some reason. It normally does not take me that long. I think I was slightly out of position, because my visual cue that I always use was not working. I had to aim more to the left. Either way, it still worked out. We're fine. Everything's fine. No roof, but we don't need a roof. Irrelevant. Irrelevant! What's up, Frankie? This is not required to beat the game by any means, however, it is still faster and aids us in beating the game much quicker than it would otherwise, just because of the bottle, which also contains milk. It's not actually much quicker, it's actually... The time invested into doing this, at the end of the day, barely is worth it. It's slightly faster than not doing it, because of this bottle that we get with milk. Well, I mean, I have to be dressed up for the day that I PB. If I'm gonna PB Omni, I want to look nice for it. I feel like Beavers is a bit slower, Sky. Just a bit. Incorrect, Sky. No amount of bits you give me will ever make that statement correct. Okay, whatever. I really wanted to actually get the day transition. Okay, I guess it happening now is fine. Because now I can just do the equipment here instead, and that still works. Really? Okay, I guess good save, considering that was a little bit out of control after I missed a bomb. Beavers is a minigame where you do like a little obstacle course where you follow a beaver in Great Bay, and after doing it twice you get a bottle. It's really, really slow and not ever worth it. Don't do it. No, dude. Let's equip fire arrows twice. Why not? Alright, I actually saved time on this segment still. With not even perfect in-game time management. It was okay, but definitely not great.
Loggers, bro.
Oh my god. Okay. So that gold there isn't as, like, crazy as it looks. Like, I actually reset my gold there when I changed my split from Zoramask, or from Garomask to Zoramask. So it's just, like, getting the gold back to about where it was before, I'm pretty sure. So that's not, like, a crazy gold or anything. It's just I delete the old gold when we change the splits around. Time stop should be legal in Glitchless, TBH. I need it. You don't understand. I don't really have plans to run Hundo again for a while, because I just don't like the current state of the category. Thanks, Scott. What the heck, Keaton? Not a bad segment, actually. Like, my aiming was pretty good, and the dragonfly didn't bother me. The second one, for once, so... pretty good! I think I don't lose time here. I think I gold here, I guess. What the heck? Oh man, we're gonna head into Great Bay Temple with a lead for once. Whoa! Only to lose it all in Great Bay Temple. So probably a bad word fight. Lane, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Sky, thank you for the bits again. Oh my god. Bug limit is the plan after Glitchless. I don't know if this is actually going to be my goal time, though. But so far, I like this run. Like, so far, if I, like, didn't make any big mistakes from here on out, it'd probably be the run that I'd stop on. But we still have an hour left, so we shall see. We can't speak too soon. The hardest part of the run is still yet to happen, so it's really too early to say anything. I'm trying not to jinx it. I'm just trying to be realistic. The hardest part of the run has not happened yet. I'm gonna do my best. I'm not gonna get nervous or overexcited early. So far, the run is fine. Forever in game. Thank you so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it very much. right now, TMZ! Why are you asking me to do that while I'm playing the game? You do not need bugs to get the mirror shield. I got to mirror shield without ever getting bugs. You do need fish. This run only catches one fish, though. So I'm already well within that limit. This entire run is done with... You only need the one fish for mirror shield, and that's it. So already your bad meme is flawed. Have a good night, Nuna. I hope that your paper works out. You haven't asked me a question, Universe, unless I missed it. Ah, she backflipped. Okay, but she didn't jump away. When did this happen, Universe? Clearly, I am so void of remorse, I don't even remember this universe. That must be what happened. A box flew in front of your car. Really now? Really? Yeah, that was me, alright. You know me, look at me about to do the box movement right now. I am the box movement aficionado. Look at those side hops. Let's go take a look at this Discord post. What are you guys bothering me about? I don't understand. This is enough magic for 2 eels. I mean, it's definitely enough for 1, but I'll just get them. I'll get the magic pot at the bottom, actually, after the first one. Dude, Red Helm is broken. I don't know why you guys give me a hard time. Just because I died to it once. Broken enemy, if I really must say so myself. I'll do nothing because my mind will have exploded. I will not be capable of doing anything, nerds. Oh my god. Dude! I'm actually losing time to not being able to get this magic. Are you... That was so dumb. I just lost like 5 seconds to that. That's ridiculous to lose any time to whatsoever. Oh my god. I don't even know, dude. That was really bad. Sucks too, because this segment should be easy time save, so to lose my easy time save, my easy 13 seconds, to not being able to pick up magic out of a pot is a little disappointing. It's a very sad way to lose that time save. Sure, I want my mind blown. No, Crusader. Never even heard of it. Okay. No! Oh, man. Dimpled, I am playing on the Nintendo Wii, the Virtual Console version of the game. It is the fastest for speedruns. So technically an emulator, but not a PC emulator. MM is on GameCube. It is by far the worst version of the game ever released. Don't buy it. Unless you want a really well, not that expensive, but if you want a kind of expensive paperweight. A moderately more expensive than it should be paperweight. And it's not even that heavy, so it's not even good at that. But that's like all it can be used for, realistically. There's not anything it's like better at doing, unfortunately. Oh yeah, wait a minute. The GameCube collection that has MM on it also has Zelda 2. Oh, that just makes it worse. That just makes it so much worse. As long as you caught it, it would make a decent frisbee. feel like if you failed to catch it, you'd have a problem. I don't need those bombs. I'm sorry, DF. Thank you, Omni. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're heading into Great Bay Temple. 34 seconds ahead. Now, it is very possible I lose that lead in Great Bay Temple, but as long as I'm not, like, super behind after Great Bay Temple, it doesn't even matter. That being said, if I manage to keep that lead out of Great Bay Temple, that would be crazy. Oh my god, Sky. Thank you, Return Home. This run is good so far, Assassin. Not perfect. How far behind my sum of best am I? Actually, let's check. So this is my comparison to my sum of best right now. Huh. Although that's keeping in mind my Mirror Shield gold was not accurate before the start of this run. So if we remove that Mirror Shield gold, I'm more like 30 seconds behind my sum of best. That's probably a more realistic way of looking at it. The world record run is the fastest route, yes, that we know of. Alright, Assassin, we're in Great Bay Temple. It could just end here, which is why I'm not, like, hyping it up or anything yet, because the run's not over, and the run could totally die in Great Bay Temple. I could die at a wart, and then the run's dead. That would be a pretty sad way to end this run, but, I mean, it could happen. It's not over yet. Plus, if I start getting, like, excited, I'm going to get nervous, and so this is, like, a better way to think about it. Like, we don't want to be nervous during the hardest part of the run, where the run could realistically die. This is the hardest part of the run, in my opinion. I think a lot of runners of this category agree with me, though. Like, pretty much every runner I've ever known has the most runs die here, because there's so much that can go wrong. I think it was determined that the Woodfall in one trip route, though, DF, was 2 seconds slower in the optimal case. Although still potentially the way to go, just because there's a lot more aiming to be done if you do Woodfall in 2 trips. Yeah, I got you, DF. Sick bonk. So we're gonna refill my health here, look for a bomb drop. Nice. Nice. Really good drops. No! Accidentally equipping elemental arrows is the worst. Such a slow equip to accidentally do. He's not moving. Alright, hopefully I got the double hit. I felt it. Ooh, I didn't get the double hit or that. Oh, okay. Interesting fight. That bomb hit me, that's good. Okay, we recovered that well. It was not the best fight in the world. I'm losing like 20 seconds on this segment, which is fine, because my PB has an insane wart fight. That was a really good recovery of a bad start, though. That was really... Yeah, that was actually a good way to recover. So yeah, we're losing time here. Not a lot in the grand scheme of things. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. I'd like one bomb drop with the amount of bombs I had. Just to be safe. Oh my god, why are you climbing it instead of grabbing it, dude? Hello? Well, that's interesting. That sucks. So I didn't get to climb the ladder. Couple mistakes already in this segment. Let's try to keep it to a minimum. Stop climbing them! What is going on? This never happens. Why is he climbing them? Hey, White Crimson, pretty good, pretty good. I want out of Great Bay Temple, don't do this. Please stop climbing the turnkeys. I never succeed at the strat Butter showed me, so I'm gonna do the other one. I have yet to get it in a run. Man, I had 15 seconds to save here. I might not get it. It's very possible that I'm not gonna get pretty much all of it, which is fine, but sucks. Would have liked to get it. pretty focused now. Now we're looking pretty good right now. Despite a few mistakes. Perfect Great Bay temples don't exist. It's all a myth. This magic is a little bit lower than I normally have here. I'm concerned. I don't know how concerned I should be. Like, how concerned should I be? This is not... I want it to be higher than this. Do I get the magic in the room before the boss key? Or, like, the room with the boss door? I can get magic there. The question is, do I? It wastes some time. It wastes a good deal of time. But this magic is not good. Oh, I'm gonna get the magic. Where is the magic? Is it this one? I don't get that magic enough. Oh my god. Alright, that probably wasted like 5 seconds. Oh, dang it, dude. I really wish I didn't need that magic. If I had like 2 or 3 more units of magic, I wouldn't be concerned at all. But I usually use like a little bit over half my meter, and I had about half my meter. So that was really concerning heading into the Georg fight that I'd run out. As an upside of this, though, is that I don't need to do an equip right now, actually. I can just use fire arrows for the fight, because I have so much extra magic. So I can just shoot a fire arrow at Georg, don't have to equip regular bow. And I can change my equips to be slightly more optimal as a result, but it still doesn't lose as much time as getting the magic in the first place, or doesn't save as much as I lost. I feel like I'm not saving any time on this segment, though. We're gonna come out of Great Bay Temple about 15 to 18 seconds ahead, hopefully. I hate this starting point. With this run, I do not think a 244 is realistic. If I had a wart fight comparable to my PB, then a 244 might have been realistic. But I did not. We're looking at a 245 here. Yeah. Bad segment, still ahead. 13 seconds ahead, heading into Akana. Let's do it, dude. So can I save 6 seconds here? This time save right here isn't very realistic because I'm gonna have to Song of Double Time twice. This time save here is realistic. I could save 15 there. This time save is realistic, and this time save is realistic. So we have all this time save coming up at the end game. Let's see how we do. Oh, so what's this equip gonna be here? It's different than it normally is because I was allowed to keep fire arrows equipped. I could equip Ocarina, I guess, and keep the other 2. Or no, I already have Zoro. I have fire arrow. My equip here is just this. Egos. Hey, Bill! Thank you, TMZ. What sucks about getting all those items before Georg is actually my health is a lot higher than it would be right here. I do not want this much health here, because I want a death warp at the end of this area. So we're going to have to find ways to lose this health, and it's mostly just going to be against Egos, probably. We're going to have to take some hits from Egos. Intentionally. Like, we're going to only lose half a heart here. And we're going to lose another half to damage boost. Okay, we're going to lose 3/4 here, because I suck. But this is just an awkward amount of health to have right here. But it's whatever. We can play around. We totally can. Like, maybe I should have even let one of them hit me. I don't need my sword for a sec. It's too late now, but thinking back on it, maybe I should have. I think it would have been a good idea to have let one of them hit me. Uh-oh. Wait, arrest me? What did I do? You guys are confused. I've done nothing wrong! It opens the other door, Mr. Forks. There's another door on the right that it opens up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's how you open that door. A sloppy segment. I don't think I save any time in this segment, especially since I need to take some damage. I'd really like this guy to hit me twice. That would be ideal. He might only hit me once. Swing at me. Good. Good. Good, perfect. Perfect! I don't think I save any time on this segment, but we're fine at least in terms of health. Everything's good. It wasn't that close. He wasn't very likely to hit me through my shield. He does occasionally hit you through your shield. I don't know why. But it's not, it doesn't happen that often. I think we were likely guaranteed to be fine there. I actually lost time here. No, dude! I didn't think this segment was that bad, but apparently it was pretty bad. Okay. We're still fine. Oh no, I died. The run is dead. We were fine, and then me and my idiocy, I did that of all things. Jeez. Jeez! Hey, Dimpled! That better be on the Switch. It probably is. It looks like it is, but it might not be, and I'd be very sad. But I'm like 99% sure the Switch will go down. You knew it, Omni! What the heck? I never even suspected. How did you know? Alright, F9. Have a good night, dude. Thank you very much for the good luck. I'm hoping we can close this out. I'm a little bit nervous. Not as nervous as I was expecting. Only a teeny. Like, only a little. I'm feeling pretty good. Just gotta close out this stone tower, and then afterwards... hopefully we can get a nice twin mold in Majora, because there are a lot of the time save coming up. It's twin mold in Majora. Favorite ocarina song in this game is either Elegy or... no, actually probably just Elegy. I can't think of really one that's as good as Elegy. Like, Elegy is, like, for me, clearly the best one. And New Wave Bossa Nova isn't anything special to me. Alright, so there's no real time save available on this split, it's just due to a difference in the way this is going to play out. That time, like, it says there's a time save on this segment, it really, realistically, there is not. But every segment after that, there is time save, and real time save. Yeah, deleting it would be the best fix, especially since, like, pretty much any run at this point that gets here will have to Song of Double Time twice. It would probably fix it. any good run that gets here is going to have to. I don't think there's any avoiding it. So just deleting the gold would fix it. Alright, so my health right now is perfect. I don't want to take any more damage. 2 hearts, exactly where I want to be. Actually avoid all that grass. Because it will have hearts in it. And the reason we want to have 2 hearts here is because I want to enter the Garo Master fight with 1.5 hearts. And I'm going to also do I'm going to do 1 damage boost on my way to Garo Master. So with that damage boost taken into account that will deal half a heart, I will arrive at Garo Master with exactly 1.5. If all goes according to plan. That's not the right angle. I don't need any of those bombs. Dude, screw those bombs, I'm fine. Okay, that pot would have had hearts in it if it broke. Thank God it did. I don't know why it didn't break, but I'm very thankful for it. Because my health is fine. Maybe, Zuner. I think I know the strat you're talking about. Again, I do know of it, I really hate most other strats for that room. I'm really not a fan of that room. Every other strat I've ever tried for that room I've found to be inconsistent, and I'm scared. Cool, that's a quick death warp. Okay, so I'm actually still saving time on this segment. More than I thought I could. I pulled a second bomb. There were 2 explosions there. Good thing I don't need that many bombs. Thanks, Monkface. thank you very much for the 23-month resub. And the good luck. Sorry, I'm focused now. We're in, like, big focus time now. Especially since I've had several runs die to this segment lately. I'd be very sad if it happened again. I have practiced it. This is the segment I was practicing earlier today. I did several run-throughs of this segment that were near perfect. And one that was not so perfect, but we don't talk about that one. They were mostly perfect, so my consistency was pretty good. Jexy, thank you so much for the 5-month resub. I should be using Goron here. At this stage, it's too late to be worth equipping. Alright, potatoes, that's fair. Hopefully it ends shortly. Nice. Did you actually, Ben? If so, Ben, congrats. That sounds like quite the accomplishment. Let's go for the double hit. Nice. Double hit. Nice, good fight. Yeah, this run kinda took a more negative turn starting from Great Bay Temple. The Great Bay Temple wasn't perfect, Elegy wasn't good. So far, this temple, though, is really good. So, I mean, if the rest of the run from here is good, the one blemish on this run will be Great Bay Temple into Elegy. Before and after it will be pretty good. And at that point, assuming the run ends that way, do we decide, like, how realistic is it that we improve it beyond that? That's what we then have to decide. You suck. I hate you. That should hit. More to the right. That should hit. Okay. Not bad. Okay. That works out, that's fine. Nice time save. Alright. How much can we save on the twin mold fight? If I get a decent fight here, we'll save more. Red, don't attack me. I'll be very sad. shot. Okay. Good start! How quickly can we do red? Don't miss too many shots? One cycle? One more. He's dead in one. Oh, no! It was too short of a cycle! I didn't have time to even go for that shot. Ice arrows was still, like, I couldn't shoot yet. Aww. Aww. Still good, though. Still really good. I'm saving time. That's time save easy. I actually don't know what part of the platform I'm on, but if I'm next to the heart container, that's perfect. Or if I'm on the complete opposite side of the heart container. There you go. The reason I want, like, to end near that heart container is because when a blue warp first spawns, you can't use it immediately. It's, like, still loading in or something. So, like, if I were to walk into the blue warp immediately after I gain control of Link, when I beat Twin Mold, it wouldn't activate, and I'd just sit there awkwardly for a second. So I want to get that heart container to refill my health before Majora, because I was going to have to wait on the blue warp anyway. But when it's on the complete opposite side of me, it does end up losing a little bit more time, because the blue warp does become active by the time I reach the heart container, and then it's just time loss. That was a pretty good Twin Mold, all things considered. So this can be a mid-245 if my Majora is decent. Dupla, I have not been running 100% recently because I do not like the current form of the route of the category. So I'm taking a break from it and hoping that something somehow changes. Item recovery happened, Dupla. That is my biggest problem with it. I hate item recovery. Yeah, shopping cart. I don't think it was for lack of trying that I wasn't able to get good at item recovery. That's true, Ben. What? Sick. Well, now I feel really silly for getting that Twin Mold Heart container now, don't I? I wasn't even getting the Twin Mold Heart container for the extra heart, I was only getting it for the health refill. But if I was gonna end up doing it with that heart piece anyway, then, you know, it kinda defeats the point. Alright, time for the ceremonial jinxing the run by posting splits to Twitter. I mean, that heart piece, the reason I don't go for that heart piece instead of the heart container at Twin Mold fight is, again, because of the way the blue warp activates. I probably would use that heart piece instead of Twin Mold heart container if the Twin Mold blue warp didn't function the way I described it to earlier. But the reason that I go for Twin Mold heart container instead of Clock Tower heart piece is because of the way the blue warp works. Yeah, Tippy Cow's explanation is fairly accurate. You use item recovery both to recover the letter after you mail it to also give the same letter to Toilet Hand, and then you also do it with express mail, so you can give express mail to the postman and to Cafe's mom to get both rewards in the same cycle. Those are the two uses of item recovery, and they both save a ton of time. Because it's the cutscene, QB. I can be on Twitter. Let me be on Twitter. Come on. Hopefully Majora doesn't troll that much. We have some room for error here. I'd really like to get a mid 245. Like, if I get most of this time save and get a mid 245, that would actually feel so much nicer than a high 245. So much nicer. There's also the possibility that I don't even 245, but we're not going to talk about that. Majora would have to troll me an insane amount for that to be the case. Please don't. Any percent has also changed drastically because of that. Well, not because of item recovery, Duplo. It doesn't use item recovery, but it does use equip swap. Any percent is on English now. Its record is like a 116. The route is very, very different from what it was a year ago. Or is it a 115? Is it a 115.59? Alright, my arrows and my magic are good. We don't need to refill either. Let's go. Please let this run just end, because I'm actually, like, really nervous right now. Thankfully, Majora isn't that hard of a fight, so being nervous during it, not too big, it's just very random. There's room for execution mistakes, too. It's not a hard fight. that hit! Oh my god, I was really worried that wasn't about to hit. It, like, didn't hit him at first, and then all of a sudden he took damage. Oh god. He probably, like, maybe he, like, moved into the explosion after the fact? I don't even know. Okay. He didn't run into it. That's fine. Just get hit. Sucks! Can I still 245? I can. It can't be a mid 245. This is gonna be a high 245 if I don't get trolled on Wrath. That incarnation was really, really bad. Oh, no, 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 no. Perfect there. 245.58, still got it. That was a really bad Majora, and down to my last arrow, dude. Oh my god, that was really stressful. That entire time that I was doing that stab block at the end there with no arrows left, I'm like, just please don't shoot me. I don't know the word. I'm just like, I'm like frozen. I'm just doing the stab block, and I'm like really hoping nothing interrupts it. Because if I get interrupted on that stab block with no arrows, we weren't gonna keep it. Probably. Like, bad Majora fight. It could have been a much more middle ground 245. Either way, though, that's the first 245, dude. We got it. I'm still happy about it, even though I would have preferred a mid 245. I absolutely would have, but, you know, Majora is Majora. I'm not too upset about Majora. It's, you know, it happens. That fight will always be like that. Oh man. Alright. All my stress, it's all gone. I feel so much better. Feel so much better. Elflame, thank you very much for the bits. I think I missed some other bits, so I'll have to check that in a sec, but thank you so much, guys. Here. Is it on my dashboard? Can I see what I missed? Dude, Forever in Game, 105 bits. Primaris, 500. Sky, several tens, and then a 5,000. Oh my god, Sky, thank you so much. Oh, dude, Skazi. Thank you so much for the 45 bits, Skazi. And then Sky with another 3,890. Oh my god, Sky. Thank you, Sky. Did I miss anyone else? I believe I got them all. Alright, I'm caught up. We're good. Oh, Sky did get the new badge. He's got the yellow badge. Oh, man. 100,000 bits, Sky. That's... Oh, God. That's insane. It's a nice badge, though. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Jemima, and thank you everyone else who was giving me congrats while I was either in the fight or talking after or all that stuff. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I can't keep up with everyone. I missed pretty much most messages. But thank you. Omni Sango. Orcs Archiva? Sky Crusader. Stealthy Nuz. Death by drivers. This PB can be improved. I just have to decide whether or not I want to. That's the thing we have to decide now. Like, do I want to go further with this? Or do I want to move on to bug limit? Because I got the 245, and that was my goal. But do I want to now move my goal now that I have this goal? Do I want to say I'm good with that, or do I want to say, you know what? I achieved my goal, but I think I can achieve more and set a new one. I don't know. I don't know how realistic 244 is. 244 is possible, but is it realistic? Maybe. 244 would be insanely grindy, though. We could go months without getting that. We could maybe get it eventually. I'm just saying it would take a long time. So I don't know. Don't know what I want to do yet. I'm gonna have to think on it. I think I'm gonna do no more runs today. Not only because I want to think on it, but also I don't think I can take that stress. Like, whenever I have a PB like this, I can't take the stress of that a second time. I really can't. So that might be it for runs for tonight. I don't want to do that twice. It's okay, but like doing it twice in the same night, like assuming I get another good run is could do casual stuff instead, though, and keep streaming. So it's not even 1 AM, dude. I gotta use Twitter real quick. Very important. There we go. Put it on Twitter. Dude, what do you want me to say to you, Vark? I'm here. Yeah, Zelda 2 is known for being a nice, relaxing game. Dude, let's top off this all this celebration after the PD with just like 2 hours of suffering with Zelda 2. That's a good thing. Let's do that. Except actually a lot of people want me to do Zelda 2, so I don't even know now. Oh, I didn't go for an obnoxious tweet this time. Not this time. Okay. So what could we do? We could do Zelda 2, I could play Octopath, or I could play some Pokemon TCG. But I have something, like, we're gonna be doing something with Pokemon TCG soon, so I don't know if now is the right night for that. But we could do Octopath, or we could do Zelda 2. I do still need to get Zelda 2 over with. But I also do want to do Octopath, so I don't know. We might try to get Zelda 2 over with. I mean, Zelda 2 is definitely going to make me cry, but Well, actually, no. If you want me to relate to people doing their exams, then that's actually perfect. Like, exactly why Zelda 2 will make me cry. My new summer best? Alright, let's take a look. It's probably in the 243 range, right? Yeah, 243.37 is the summer best. Octopath is an RPG that came out recently for the Switch that people were, like, really raving about. Like, it apparently has, like, a really nice battle system. It's got a cool story. It's got a nice world. It's got really good music from what I hear. I actually heard a piece of music from it not that long ago, and I really liked it. So, it's got a lot going for it, and I just need to play it to figure out why it's so good. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I see a lot of votes for both. I'm pretty sure it's favoring Zelda 2, but I'm pretty sure I want to do Octopath more. Because I still want to stream for a couple hours, and if I stream Zelda 2, we're not going to stream for a couple more hours. It's not going to happen. If I stream Zelda 2, I'm going to stream for like another hour and be done, because I'm going to be mad. So, how about this? How about I compromise like this? I really want to do Octopath, and I understand people want to see me finish Zelda 2. So how about I finish Zelda 2 tomorrow? I'll do it tomorrow night. How does that sound? We'll take a break from MM for a day, because I still want to, like, depends if I want to, like, how long it takes me to figure out what I want to do. But we'll play some Octopath, and I'll do some Zelda 2 tomorrow. I have not started Octopath. We'll be starting from scratch. Well, now you know when it's going to happen, Stealthy. It's going to happen tomorrow. I'll probably start 8, 9 p.m. like I normally do. Somewhere in there. Alrighty then. Alright, but since I'm not going offline after the PB, Anime Boy is missing. Alright, wait a minute. There. All 3 friends together at the end of the run.